Hi, and welcome to this week's general reading for December 17th, 2018. We're going to be looking at the energy and the different factors that are going to be affecting your week. And if you found this video and it's not the week of the 17th of December, go ahead and watch anyway. There might be some wisdom here for you. All right, so before I go on, I want to go ahead and let everybody know which pile's which. The first pile is the elephant, the second pile is a zebra, the third pile is a giraffe, the fourth pile is the brown bear, and the fifth pile is the polar bear. Each pile has the exact same amount of cards in it. I just decided to make them look a little messy this time because I thought it might help people feel attracted to a certain pile. All right, so that said, anything you need to know about me is in the description. This includes stuff about my private readings. I get a lot of inquiries about that, and I just want to let you know if you need anything, go ahead and send me an email, and we'll get you set up with an appointment. Again, my prices are going to be going up in 2019, but you guys can get on the list for 15% off. Even if you don't think you're going to want a reading, you might want to go ahead and send me an email and just say, I heard that I could get on the list for 15% off, and I'll put you there. And if you do order a reading in 2019, then you'll get 15% off, okay? All right, so that's all I can think of. So let's go ahead and start these readings. Right, those of you who picked the elephant here, let's go ahead and see what your week's going to be like. Okay, we have both cups and swords here, and they're all pretty major. We've got all court cards, okay? So what you're going to be dealing with is you're going to be dealing with people who are either very emotional or very just very almost cold. I wouldn't say emotional doesn't describe them though, because they can get emotional. Maybe a person who's like kind of stubborn and maybe in their head a lot, not very doesn't really express themselves very much. They might be kind of nerdy. Anyway, there might be a conflict between these two people, just putting it out there, but the main thing that I'm getting is that feelings are going to be heard, and they're going to be heard in a just way, or in a way that's fair. And so if there's a situation that you're in right now and you're trying to figure out whether or not you should express yourself in it, now's the time to express yourself, okay? And if you happen to be the kind of person that's usually very, very cerebral and all of that, just allow people to communicate around you. That way, you can just let them know, okay, I understand that you feel that way. It doesn't mean that whatever topic that they're having feelings about or whatever is something that you agree with or you like or dislike or anything like that. It's just acknowledging that feelings are there, and that's it. It doesn't really, you don't need to necessarily say that they're good feelings or bad feelings, you know. Just acknowledging that, okay? All right, so another thing is that you might be in a situation where somebody might want you to do a trick, like something that you're really good at. Like if you're a musician, they might say, "Oh, play us a song," you know, or somebody might want you to recant a story to a group of people, you know, or they might ask you to tell a joke or something like that. Right now's the time to really step into that role. You will be very, like in the next week, you're going to be very charming to other people. So kind of keep that in mind, because you can really use that in your favor. All right. Remember to set your intentions. What that means is that as you're looking to the future of what you want, okay, and all of that kind of stuff, make sure that you're defining that very clearly. That way, any goals that you create to help those intentions come about will be realistic goals, and they'll get you exactly what you want. Okay, we also have ancestors, which lets me know that you're being influenced by your family right now. it's not surprising around the holidays that family is coming up, but I feel like it's more than just you're going to be around family. I feel like there's some kind of deeper meaning this year about family around this time. And just know that the best people to actually talk to about it are other family members, okay? So know that you're going to be in contact with a lot of family members, and if there's something that you expect this week that it doesn't have to do with person. This is like a material item. This isn't like something that has to do with like a relationship or a person or anything like that. This would be like a material item. You're gonna have to wait for that. So for example, maybe you ordered a package and it's gonna arrive late, or something to that effect. Or maybe you find out you're gonna get a bonus, but it's not gonna be this paycheck, it's gonna be the next, that kind of thing. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for something. But again, this is just for the week, okay? So just keep that in mind. We're only looking at the energies for this week for you guys, all right? So it looks like it's not gonna be a very bad week at all. You're gonna be interacting with lots of people. Yeah. Okay, those of you who picked the zebra, let's go ahead and look at what you have going on. Okay. So it seems like there's something you're carrying around this week that's, been kind of weighing on your shoulders, It's like you just need to get rid of it. Just get rid of it. That's all I'm getting really. It's just get rid of that. You might feel a little defensive because you've been carrying it around so long. This might be something that you invested a lot of intention and energy into, and now you're still carrying it around because you put so much effort into it, that kind of thing. And you might get a little defensive hearing either from me, even for me or somebody else, that you need to let go of that, but it's okay. Like you're gonna be fine. And keep in mind, moderation is a good thing. Moderation is a good thing. We also have forgiveness. Like this says, time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. So if there's something that you're really angry about, that you're not really allowing yourself to feel, know that kind of burns you up inside. Not literally, but it can cause, when we see this, it can cause a lot of stress. It can cause, it can put our bodies through more than we mean to, So something else that I would say is, if you have no clue what this is, if you don't know what it is that you have to forgive, and remember, forgiving yourself is just as important as forgiving other people. So keep that in mind. Go ahead and make sure that you're getting enough water, enough sleep, just all the basic stuff that your body needs. That way you are at least doing something to combat that stress, okay? We have release again with, about getting rid of this thing that's been bothering you a lot, or something maybe that you're angry with, or something, a situation that just isn't going well. Like I said, something you might have invested a lot of time in. I'm not getting that it's a person or material. I'm getting that for some of you guys it's going to be one, some of you guys it's going to be the other, that kind of thing. But it's just, you just need to let go. This might also refer to needing to clean, but I really feel like this has to do with more of a abstract letting go of something. We've got meditation. Okay, so meditation is another way that you can help heal your body, especially if you're under stress. So just know that if you just take some time to take some deep breaths and focus on your breathing, and be calm and still and that kind of thing. And of course you can find other meditative techniques, it might help you feel really clear, much more clear in your head and better able to make decisions. Then we've got the crown chakra, okay? So this means that you're being divinely led in some situation, if not in all of this. You are definitely being divinely led. So pay attention to your intuition. Ultimately pay attention to your intuition. And this is funny because I actually feel led to say this, is that, for example, if you don't find this particular reading right, pay attention to your intuition, because that's gonna be more important than mine every single time. You know, you're the one that's got the direct the direct line to your own life. So yeah, this is really, really important. I can't stress it enough. It's really, really important to trust the messages that you're channeling, the messages that you get maybe in your dreams, maybe when you're meditating, maybe when you're daydreams. It's really important to follow that. Okay, guys? All right. So it looks like you guys have something to get rid of this week, but it also looks like you are definitely being protected. All right, those of you who picked the third pile, for all of those people who picked the third pile, here we go. All right, so we've got the Four of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Five of Coins. Okay, so this is going to be going over a lot of things. Okay, in one area of your life, you're going to find that people are going to want you to come out, and you're not going to feel like doing that as much. But I would suggest that you go, because it's going to lift your spirits. And we also get that you're going to feel real tired this week. Okay, that's okay. We're going to be going through, at least in the northern hemisphere, we're going to be going through midwinter, or the shortest day of the year. That's coming up on either the 21st or the 22nd. So really know that, you know, we're pretty much in hibernation mode as far as our ancient DNA is telling us. You know, it's telling us to sleep. So you might feel sleepy, you might feel tired. It's okay, it's normal at this time of year. The only thing to look for is if you feel tired, like more tired for a couple of weeks, okay? And in that case, it might be your body telling you that there's something wrong. But yeah, so celebrations, and then you also have, there's going to be a big theme that has to do with giving and taking, but I think that this is actually material things rather than in a relationship. I don't feel like this is a relationship. I feel like this has to do with literal giving and taking. So you might feel that you're giving more than what you're getting back, or that you're getting more than what you were able to give, that kind of thing. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the, oh gosh, don't worry about it if it's the second one, definitely, because you can do only what you can do, and that's fine. As far as those of you who might be giving too much, you know, or giving a whole lot and then not getting stuff back, that doesn't mean that those people don't care. It just means that they aren't able, and that kind of stuff. And this could be, I mean, like I said, it could be material possessions. It could also just be time and that kind of stuff. Usually this comes up, and I feel that it has to do with a relationship, but this time it's coming up and it feels more like it's in the concrete world, more physical. So just kind of keep that in mind. It can be for a relationship though. This one is, I think that's Sugar Light. Anyway, I think that might be a name of a rapper or something. Anyway, I was trying to make a joke. So, this is talking about getting rid of toxic people in your life. You might want to clean out the friends list on Facebook, you know, kind of go through who's following you on Twitter, you know, whatever it is, wherever it is that you're feeling that a lot of negative energy is coming from, make sure that you're getting rid of it, make sure you're purging it. And if it's a really close friend that it's like, but you guys have so much history and all of that kind of stuff, really work at getting them the help they need so that they can be a more healthy person in your life, because this is going to be bringing you down. And if you're already feeling tired, if you're already maybe giving too much and all of that kind of stuff, or not getting enough resources, that kind of thing, it's just gonna make you feel even worse. So I really encourage you to take a look at that kind of stuff, okay? And then we've got Guardian Angel. This is just letting you know that you are being divinely guided right now. I think that there's a lot of divine guidance going on right now, because I keep getting it not only in my private readings, but also the last pile had one that was to this effect as well. So I really feel like ultimately you've got to be listening to your own intuition. You've got to be following that, even if it means that you should be listening to yourself instead of my readings, you know, even if it's something like that. I mean, it's like you really have to rely on yourself for the ultimate say, okay? And then we've got Vision Quest, which is kind of interesting because it's like the next step. If you're being divinely guided, and if you've got a guardian angel watching over you, if spirit is coming towards you, or God is working through you, or however you want to put it, then going on a vision quest, okay, it doesn't have to be physical. Going on a vision quest would be the next step. You know, what is it that I'm supposed to do with this? What is it that I'm supposed to learn from this? And that kind of stuff. What you can do is you can set the intention before you go to sleep, especially if you're feeling really tired. Before you go to sleep, you can say, you know, if there's something that I need to know, if there's something that I need to do, then I'll need a clear sign in my dreams, right? That kind of thing. And just look for anything that might catch your eye, you know, whether it's in your dreams or actually, you know, in your field of vision as you're walking around. You know, there's all sorts of synchronicities that we experience all the time. It doesn't have to be visual. It also could be auditory or anything like that. It's just the idea is that you're looking for something to help guide you. And that's the big part. You know, it might even be, you might find it in a book, you might find it in a song, you might find it by connecting with a person. You know, it could come in so many different forms, and I don't want to lean towards, you know, dreams and meditation too much. It's just that those ways of channeling information tend to work best, and so that's why I mentioned them. And then we've got a temptation going on, and I feel like this is going to be more revolving around anger than it is necessarily around sexual energy or lust or anything like that. It's going to be more about anger than it would be about, for example, drinking too much or doing too many drugs or something like that. It feels so much more. There's just so much anger here. I just really want to just kind of caution you to keep your emotions in check by expressing the ideas behind your anger instead of trying to express your anger itself. That way, the anger will kind of slip out a little bit, and you'll be able to express it in little pieces so that it doesn't come out all at once in this rage, basically. And some of you might be like, I don't do that though, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I feel like some of you, you know, acting out of character might happen around this time. So just kind of keep that in mind. And again, you know, you might want to journal about what you're upset about and that kind of stuff. You might want to talk to a friend about it, that kind of thing, because it just feels like there's this catastrophe that could be avoided. I mean, not a big one, but, you know, you might lose your cool, and it might just it might just be like really embarrassing and that kind of thing. You know, I don't feel like you'd actually hurt somebody, but I just feel like you know, there's going to be some kind of point in which you're gonna feel really angry, and this would be this week, okay, because I'm only reading the energy for this week, so just kind of keep that in mind and be warned against it, okay? Alrighty. Alright, those of you who picked the brown bear, let's see what's going on for you. Oh my goodness, this is great. Alright, so you've got the Lovers, and you've got the Seven of Pentacles, and you've got the Six of Swords. So it looks like you will be taking a break from work. You might be going on vacation. You might be leaving, you know, and this also could mean, because it's swords, it also could mean that you're just moving on from thoughts that are that normally bother you a lot. And I mean, this could be the direct result of leaving work, you know, or not working as much. It's just that you don't have as much, you know, responsibilities and obligations to worry about. And then we've got the Lovers over here, you know, and it's really important that, you know, I mean, it's like, I really feel like you're going to be able to spend some quality time with a romantic partner or quality time with your family, but I feel much more that it's a romantic partner. And it could be that you're going on vacation with your romantic partner. It's just, you're more present. You guys are more present. And those of you who don't have a partner, you're gonna see an opportunity or more this week to start a relationship. So that's interesting. Okay. Remember that this week is going to be kind of like a salad of everything. Okay, it's going to be like, there's going to be emotional, issues. With the mind. There's going to be issues with the physical world, and there's going to be issues with like taking action, things like that. You just, and these issues aren't necessarily bad. They're just, it's going to be coming from all angles. Just remember that, the world is multifaceted, just like you are, and that you have the tools to deal with every single one of these. I don't feel like this is necessarily a burden as much as it's kind of like a reminder to make sure that you're considering everything when you're either making plans or something like that. Don't leave out anything that's important. Okay, we've got truth and integrity. If there's somebody who you feel the need to be dishonest with or not, if you're holding back, this card's telling you that you really, it would be so much easier for both of you if you did tell the truth, even if that seems scary. Okay, for those of you who have no idea what that could possibly be, somebody might come forward to you with a truth that might be a little startling to you. Just know that they're trying to get back in the right place with you. And also, if you happen to be the person that needs to reveal a deception, just make sure that they know that you're letting them know because you want to be on the right path with them, and you don't want there to be anything like that between the two of you. All right. Movement, when you put movement along with this one, I'm still thinking vacation. So you might be going somewhere. But this can also just be about being moved in general, okay? Emotionally moved, It's like you have a stance on an idea and you change your direction, or you have a certain belief and you're moved to think about a different situation, It can be referring to like a turnaround in your life, It's just that it's just keeps going, and I feel like it's also kind of like, no matter what happens, you're always going to have stuff around the corner that's going to be even better. You can get through this. It's very encouraging kind of feeling with that. And then we have recognition and reward. Okay. So, for some of you guys, you might be recognized this week. You might, get an award that you might be graduating. You might be being acknowledged for example, the hardest worker of the year. Or it could just be that special person in your life is giving you, is recognizing the effort you're putting into being with them right now, and you'll feel rewarded for that, okay? So really, overall, this is really good. Just this truth and integrity is the only thing that I would say might be difficult. And it's just, the truth is the truth, it's, the truth is just exists, and it's neutral. It's how we respond to it and how we think about those things that makes it bad or good, okay? So just keep in mind that if something happened in the past and you need to get clean about it, or if something happened in the past and somebody else needs to get clean about that with you, please try to think about it from the perspective that this person is doing this because they want things to get better, not because they want to make you mad. They don't. They want things to get better. So yeah, just keep that in mind, okay? It looks like you're gonna have a very well-rounded week, okay? All right, last pile number 5 that picked the polar bear. Oh boy, this is an interesting one. We've got the Hermit. We've got 3 major arcana cards. So this is very much going within. we've got the Empress, which lets us know that there's going to be a lot of abundance this week, okay? And we also have the Tower. I just want to say that it did come up in the reverse, okay? But I usually read the generals just all upright. I feel led to say that. Just know that whatever this is, it's only going to be going on this week. Yeah, it's only going to be going on this week, and it's probably going to just make you feel really vulnerable. I feel like this is about being exposed, but not like exposed in a really, really negative way, but it's like you want to go away and kind of be by yourself and have that quiet time to reflect and all of that good stuff. But at the same time, you have to be around other people sometimes. And when you're around other people, you don't feel as great about that, and it just feels really, really chaotic. This could actually have to do with sensory overload. It can have to do with being around too many people. It can have to do with taking on too many tasks, that kind of thing. It's just something's going to fall apart this week. Know that things fall apart all the time, and that you can get through this. You're going to be fine. It's just a part of life that things fall apart sometimes, okay? And I hope that it doesn't. I really hope that this isn't as big of a deal as it usually is when it comes up. But ultimately, I do feel really led to just let you know that something might just kind of like plans. It's just like plans are just being like ruined, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind and just know, like, just be forewarned that if something like that happens, that, you know, you will have ways of figuring out how to handle it, because you've got this Empress energy as well, which gives you lots and lots of options. Okay. We also have clearing negativity, so that definitely makes sense, that a Tower moment can come from clearing negativity. It's just when we get something out of our life that's not serving us anymore. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's materials, maybe it's something completely different. Maybe it's something that we confess. Maybe it's, you know, who knows? Clearing negativity is all about kind of, you can't do that if you're not willing to face the negativity that you need to clear. That could definitely create a Tower moment, whether it's a big Tower moment like in the upright position, or it's a smaller Tower moment, which is in the reverse, okay? We also have an answered prayer here, so I think that this is an interesting card. This and cards that have words like miracles on it and stuff like that. One thing that I find interesting about answered prayers is that usually what it is that there's something that we want in our life, or there's something that we hope for in our life. And when we pray, it's like we just don't see how that could be possible. And the prayer tends to be answered right when we start believing that it could be possible. So if there's something that you've been hoping for or wanting and asking for, and you feel like that can't be fulfilled, just know that it can. Everything is possible. It's ridiculous. Everything's possible that can help be fulfilled for you. So an answered prayer is just the... I mean, this is, I don't want to get too much into my beliefs, because I want you guys to have your own beliefs. But for me, an answered prayer is more about recognizing the divine that already exists inside of me and my ability to manifest what I want, just by doing that through love. You know, that's a big key word for me when I go through that. And I apologize if anybody is offended by that. I just wanted to share my own experience because I felt led to. And, you know, but yeah, there's an answered prayer going on, and it's also counseling towards patience. You know, I really think, this is a time of year that we all have to cultivate some patience. So I'm not surprised that came up. Just know that patience doesn't always have to be about being quiet and inaction. It just means that you've got to replace one behavior or one thought with another so that you can kind of get through things, that kind of thing. Because it's just, when we're patient, it's because we want something, or something, you know, maybe we think that something should happen by a certain time, and something like that. And it's like, being patient isn't so much just sitting around and waiting for that to happen. Being patient is the ability to detach from that desire, like detach from that timeline, and focus on something else, and then that timeline just speeds back up and it catches up with us. Again, this is going to be all this week, okay? I'm only focusing on the energy for this week, so do keep in mind that this isn't necessarily a permanent thing. This is just what's going to be going around this week, okay? I think of all of the things that came up for this group, I really like the idea that we've got the Hermit that's, going from within, and all of that kind of stuff. And then we also have the Empress, which tends to be more of a giving force, so I really like that duality of things coming in and then going out, and that it feels really even to me. So I really feel like as far as your internal feelings and thoughts and attitudes are going to actually be surprisingly calm, given that the Tower did come up and that patience is coming up and vulnerability is coming up. It's like, I think that you're prepared for whatever it is that's going to happen. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching to the end of my video. I am offering 15% off of readings starting in 2019. It's just the first one in 2019. If you want that, go ahead and send me an email. My email address is in the description, and I'll put you on the list for 15% off starting in 2019. I still have available slots for readings for the rest of the year, though, so I do want to make sure you guys know that, and you can take advantage of those lower prices. All right, thank you, and I will see you tomorrow.